Very good morning once again. As we have seen in yesterday's class, the basics of separately excited DC motor as well as the basics of series excited DC motor. So these two topics we have covered, we have seen in the previous class. Okay. So this is the block diagram of an electric drive. Here we have a source block, power modulator block, motor block, load block, as well as sensing unit and control unit. Total 6 blocks are there. This source block represents the input availability, which means AC source or DC source. If it is an AC source, then we will have a single phase AC or we will have 3-phase AC. Similarly, this motor represents the AC motor or a DC motor. We are having AC or DC motors. So depends upon the load, we will use this motor. Okay, so based on the motor as well as based on the source, this power modulator can be chosen. This power modulator is nothing but the power electronic device. This power electronic device will be chosen based on the source availability and the motor availability. If this motor is a DC motor and the source is an AC source, then we will use the power modulator as rectifier unit. We use a rectifier here to convert this AC into DC, and this DC supply is going to regulate this motor so that this motor will drive the load. But this electrical drive is not only to convert the source, it's also to control the speed and the torque of this motor. So in order to control the speed and torque, we are choosing a closed loop block diagram here. So in this closed loop block diagram, see this sensing unit. Sensing unit is used to sense the speed of this motor or speed of this machine. So this speed will be sensed by the sensing unit and is fed to the control unit. This control unit will run based on the input command as well as the speed. By taking these two as inputs, this control unit will produce pulses here, triggering pulses. You know why that triggering pulses are necessary. Based on these triggering pulses only, this rectifier will perform its operation. So it is mandatory to operate this power module with the help of control unit. So this control unit will produce the pulses to regulate this power modulator. Okay, let me take an example. We are having a pulse width of 25%. If the pulse width is low, then this operation of power modulator is also low. Based on the pulse width, this power modulator operation will be varied. Okay, if we increase the pulse width magnitude from 25% to 50%, then the power modulator will operate for 50% of the region. If the pulse width of this control unit is around 75%, then this power modulator will operate up to the 75% region. If the pulse width is more, then the operating range of this power modulator is more. If the operating range is more, then the input from the source as well as the output given to the motor will be more, so that the output across the motor, which means manaki motor output speed as well as torque, these two are the motor outputs. These two parameters will be more. So depends upon the load, we need to choose whether the speed is constant or whether the torque is constant. or we need to increase the torque, or we need to increase the speed. Let us say we are having locomotives, train engines. If we use a DC series motor in the train or locomotives, DC series engine. Why DC series engine means DC series machine will have high amount of torque. You know why it is. Okay, so at the time of starting, the locomotive needs high starting torque because of its weight. There is a huge weight at the starting of a locomotive. ఎందుకంటే నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ బోగీస్ ఎక్కువ ఉంటాయి, పీపుల్ చాలా మంది పీపుల్ ఉంటారు దాంట్లో ట్రావెల్ చేసేవాళ్ళు. సో ట్రైన్ లో స్టార్ట్ అయిన తర్వాత అది ఫస్ట్ పుల్ చేయడానికి దానికి హ్యూజ్ టార్క్ కావాలి. ఇఫ్ వి నీడ్ హ్యూజ్ టార్క్, దెన్ వి డెఫినెట్లీ గో ఫర్ సిరీస్ మోటార్. ఓకే, సో లోకోమోటివ్స్ లో కంపల్సరీగా సిరీస్ మోటార్ యూజ్ చేయాలి బికాస్ ఆఫ్ ద హై స్టార్టింగ్ టార్క్ రిక్వైర్మెంట్. బట్ ఇన్ సమ్ ఆఫ్ ద కేసెస్ starting torque is very low, some of the applications. So for that type of applications, separately excited DC motor can be used. So depends upon the application, the motors will be used. Ante series motor use cheyochu, separately excited motor use cheyochu, depends upon the situation. Okay, so based on the load ani kuda cheppochu. Okay, so and sometimes the motor requires higher speeds, sometimes the motor requires high torque. Locomotive condition తీసుకుందాం. The locomotive condition, initial stage, it requires less speed but high starting torque. After some time means when it is running at 60 kilometers per hour or 70 kilometers per hour speed, the torque is low but the speed is high. So the torque and the speed are going to change time to time and application to application. So this is the importance. For a motor, we need to derive, or we need to check the characteristics of speed torque relationship. This is the importance. We need to check the speed torque relationship in order to control the load effectively. If we derive the speed torque relationship in an effective manner, then our problem will be solved, because we have two outputs from the motor. With the help of these two outputs only, we need to control the load. One is speed and second one is torque. Okay, మనకి ఎంత స్పీడ్ కావాలో అంత స్పీడ్ తో మనం రెగ్యులేట్ చేయొచ్చు మోటార్ ని, ఎంత టార్క్ కావాలో అంత టార్క్ తో మనం రెగ్యులేట్ చేయొచ్చు మోటార్. ఈ రెండింటిని మనం కంట్రోల్ చేయగలిగితే ప్రాబ్లమ్ ఈజ్ సాల్వ్డ్. సో దట్ వీ హ్యావ్ టు డూ ఇన్ దిస్ PhD subject with the help of different power converters. Okay, and coming to the next slide, this is the classification of single phase converters. Already I have told you that this first unit deals with rectifiers. Rectifier means input side we are having an AC source, output side we are using DC motors, so definitely we need rectifiers. Okay, so AC source can be split into single phase and three phase AC sources, right? So if we are having a single phase AC source, and in the yesterday's class I have told you that we are having two controllers, semi controller and fully controller. So these two are the controllers that we are going to use in this chapter. And two motors, separately excited motor and series excited motor, total 2 and 2 and 2. So 2 cube combinations we will get. So total 8 topics we will get. So out of 8 topics, 4 topics coming to single phase supply, 4 topics coming to 3 phase supply. Let's see. In the single phase supply, the first topic is single phase semi controlled fed separately excited DC motor. Single phase semi controlled separately excited DC motor. This is first one. Second one, single phase semi controlled series excited DC motor. This is second topic. Third one is single phase fully controlled separately excited DC motor. Fourth one is single phase fully controlled series DC motor. So we are giving single phase supply to the semi controlled converter for controlling the separately excited DC motor and for controlling the series excited DC. Similar way, we are giving the single phase supply to fully controlled converter for regulating the separately excited DC motor, for regulating the series excited DC motor. So all the possibilities are there. Yes, 247, 17 to 47. You have raised your hand. Any question? If you have any question, you can unmute yourself and you can ask me. Otherwise, you can lower your hand. Okay. So this is the classification under single phase supply. If we want to see the classification under three phase supply, so this is the classification under three phase supply. See, this three phase supply is given to semi-controlled as well as fully controlled in order to control the separately excited DC motor and series DC motor. So here also we are having four topics: three-phase semi-controlled for separately excited DC motor, three-phase semi-controlled series for DC motor, three-phase fully controlled separately excited DC motor, three-phase fully controlled series excited DC motor. So these are the 8 topics that have been given in your unit number 1. This classification is based on your syllabus. So totally first unit contains 8 topics, 8 SMR questions, we can say. Okay. So these 8 topics, in each and every topic, we will cover the circuit diagram, the construction of the circuit diagram, means what are the elements that are in that circuit diagram, and the operation of that circuit diagram. Based on the operation, the waveforms of the circuit diagram. After that, speed torque relationship derivation. Speed torque relationship derivation. After that, using that derivation, we will plot the characteristics between speed and torque. Totally 6 elements. First one is circuit diagram. Second one is construction of circuit diagram. Third one is operation of circuit diagram. Fourth one is circuit diagram operational waveforms. Fifth one is speed torque derivation, and sixth one is speed torque characteristics. So total 6 points. All these 6 points will be covered in each and every topic. We are having 8 topics, so each and every topic contains 6 points. Okay. So if anyone, if in the examination, any examiner can ask a single concept for direct 10 marks question. Any examiner can ask direct 10 marks question. Okay, right. So now you have got some idea about your first unit syllabus. What are the topics in your first unit syllabus and what you are going to do. Apart from these 8 concepts, we need to work on also on these 8 concepts. Okay. Apart from these 8 topics, we have to work on problem. But all these 8 topics are very easy because you know what is semi converter, what is fully converter, and you know what is separately excited DC motor, and you know what is series excited DC motor. You have you know them separately, power electronics separately and as well as machine separately. But here you have to club these two, integrate these two, and read again. That's it. PSD is that. PSD means the integration of power electronics and machines. That's it. Very easy. If you have the knowledge on power electronics as well as the machines, then PSD is very, very, very easy. Okay. So coming to first topic, single phase semi controlled converter fed separately excited DC motor. Single phase semi controlled converter fed separately excited DC motor. So this is your first topic, and you know, see, this is semi converter, single phase semi converter. Why it is semi? What is the difference? What is the difference between semi converter and full converter and half converter? See, I think I have explained in power electronics lab also. Semi controlled will have two thyristors. See here, it will have two thyristors. Remaining two will be diodes. So out of four switches, we are having two thyristors and two diodes. That is the reason why this converter is called as a semi-controlled. Thyristors are nothing but the power electronic switches. Power electronic switches are nothing but controlled switches. But out of four, we are using two power electronic switches. So half power electronic switches, which means half controlled. You can call semi-controlled converter as half controlled converter also. But you may wonder, what is the difference between half wave and half controlled? Can anyone uh, explain what is the difference between half wave and half controlled? Difference between half wave and half controlled? Anyone? You can please unmute yourself and you can. What is the difference between half wave and half controlled? Right. I'll tell you. In the half wave circuit diagram, you will find only a single thyristor. So that each and every thyristor will operate for 180 degrees. Based on its connection, every thyristor will operate for 180 degrees, either 0 to 180 for the positive connection or 180 to 360 degrees for the negative connection. Based on the connections, thyristor will operate for 180 degrees only. In the half wave converter, the thyristor will operate for only any of the half cycle, either positive half cycle for the positive connection or negative half cycle for the negative connection. Only for the half cycle. That is the reason why that is called as half wave. But coming to half controlled or semi controlled means here you'll have two thyristors and two diodes. It's a bridge connection. It's a bridge connection. Half wave is not a bridge circuit. Half controlled or semi controlled is a bridge circuit. Half wave is not a bridge circuit. Okay, here you will have two thyristors. So this thyristor will operate for 180 degrees and this thyristor will operate for another 180 degrees. So 180 plus 180, 360 degrees. So this half controlled or semi controlled converter will operate for complete 360 degrees. So for complete 360 degrees means you will have positive half cycle as well as the negative half cycle operation. Both the cycles will be covered in this converter because of two thyristors. However, in this bridge contains four switches. Only two switches are controlled switches. That is the reason why this converter is known as semi-controlled or half-controlled converter. I think now you have got the difference between half wave, half controlled and semi-controlled both are same. And coming to the fully controlled, I will show the circuit diagram of fully controlled converter. See, this is the fully controlled converter. Now you can see the number of thyristors here. T1, T2, T3 and T4. All four are the thyristors only. All four thyristors are nothing but the controlled switches. So four thyristors we are having, all four are controlled switches. So that is the reason why this converter is known as fully controlled converter. Why fully controlled means here we are having four switches. Four switches are controlled switches. So that is the reason why fully controlled converter. So this is the difference between fully controlled converter and semi or half controlled converter. Semi or half controlled converter. Okay, right. In the single phase semi controlled converter, separately excited DC motor. So here this DC motor is separately excited motor. So that is the reason why, see here, the field representation, the field winding is separately given here with the help of a separate source. This field winding is given. So this field winding is used to excite this motor. మనకి అదే కదా జరిగేది separately excited DC motor లో. By using an external field, this motor will be excited. Okay, from tomorrow's class I'll start from this concept. See, each and every concept contains 6 points. First point, circuit diagram, this one. Second point, the construction means what this circuit diagram is having, what it contains. So that is construction. Third point is its operation. Fourth point is the waveforms of the circuit diagram. And fifth point is this speed torque relationship. You can see the derivation here. You know all these things, you know. And the last point is characteristics, this one. Okay, so for each and every topic we are going to discuss all these things. But before that, please everyone can get some knowledge on power electronics as well, DC machines. Okay, then only you'll be understand it properly. Okay.